Good morning, you wonderful bunch. What a happy Thursday it is. Well, it is so far. I mean, it's a wonderful Thursday morning. What the day's going to bring, I don't know. What are you lot going to be up to? I have no idea. There's all kinds of weird and wonderful people out there, and you lot are part of them. I think the time is desperately coming to do a little bit of maintenance on this little Kia. We've got quite a lot of squeaks and rattles now. When you're driving along, it's the exhaust is definitely come loose, I think. It's because of all the bumps and stuff, you know, on the roads. Anyway, here we go. Don't know whether you heard that rattle then. It sounds like a seal. I don't know what it is. There's something at the back. Maybe underneath, I'm not really sure. The time is definitely coming, you lot. Ah, there we go. Hang on a minute, a bit dark. Oh, there we are. Yeah, lovely Thursday. Now I thought let's have our little 10 minutes conversation. I mean, what can we talk about? Well, at the moment, well, I don't know about at the moment, there's police everywhere out there on the roads. Because what's going on, right? I don't like to give it the attention, but I'm still bemused by it. So we'll talk about it in a bemused state. It's about all these people, these protests. What's it all about? I mean, a while back, they were up on the, there's a bridge called the QE2, the Dartford Crossing Bridge. Now they thought that was a climbing frame and climbed up, it got stuck. And, you know, they were sitting up there in hammocks and whatnot and saying, you know, we will be here until, oh, sorry, I've got to say my again. We will be here until oil stops, or whatever it is they were bollocks they were saying. I don't even know what they were meant to be doing, really. Saying about oil, they don't like oil or something. So, but what happened was they want to stop pollution, all that bollocks, but they make more pollution. By doing that, stopping traffic, it took me 2 hours to do a 20-minute journey, right? 2.5 hours actually, to do a 20-minute journey. All the lorries, the cars sitting in that traffic, ticking over because no prick is going to turn their engine off. I mean, unless they're a proper gay, they're not going to turn their engine off. You leave it on because you want the air conditioning or the heating. You're not going to turn it off, are you? No, you leave it on. You start your engine at the beginning of the journey, you turn it off at the end of the journey. You don't turn it off in the middle of the journey, right? So all of that is causing more pollution, more fuel to be, you know, consumed. And then you got all the people that go longer journeys, go around the M25, go on all the back roads, longer journeys, more miles, more fuel burnt, more pollution, all because they decided to do that, right? Not to mention all the ambulances that couldn't get to people that needed to be gotten to, all the ambulances that finally got to the people that needed to be gotten to, but then couldn't get back to the hospital because of all the traffic, people that died. There is a statistic, I have read the statistics, and I'm not going to tell you the numbers because I don't know if it's a trusted source or not, and I don't want to give you false facts, but there was within the hundreds of people that died or suffered like proper life-changing injuries or problems due to not being able to get to the hospital in time, you know, and otherwise would have done. They were on roads that never had any traffic, they would have got straight there, but because of the gays that got stuck on the bridge, you know, now they weren't able to get there, and there's a lot of trouble that way. All the businesses that lost a load of money, not that they care about businesses, of course they don't, but you know. So now, what they're doing is they're on the gantries on the motorways, and there's some not bad looking girl, 24 years old, right, called Louise, according to her little video. It was on, someone showed me, it was on that TikTok. Hello, I'm Louise, and I'm on the gantry deciding our future. Now, they're not doing anything, right, are they? Let's be honest, what they're doing is they're creating hatred for themselves. Well, I don't know what it's all about. I really don't. There's police cars and vans now on the motorways guarding the gantries, right? So the police cars, I should have filmed them, but I don't know, I didn't really think about it, but I should have done. There's police cars, at each gantry there's a police car or a police van, some of the big VG vans, just by each gantry with the lights flashing 24 hours a day. They're there in the daytime, they're there in the night time. Just watching to make sure no one tries to climb up a gantry. I mean, all that money and resource, right, could be used so much better. But I'm not saying the police are in the wrong, of course. They need to guard the gantries, otherwise they'll get idiots climb up them and try to do things. I mean, they're dangerous. Protesters are dangerous. They say they're not, but they are. Because they believe so much in what they're trying to do. If we just left them alone, if we just said, oh, there's an idiot up on that gantry. Oh well, carry on, doesn't matter. Ignore them. Don't give them the attention that they want, just ignore them. And they're going to keep going until they get that attention. So they're going to start throwing bricks off of the gantries on things. They will. I don't care what anyone says, they will. Or they'll, I must sacrifice myself in the name of the future. And they jump off a gantry, right? And you might think, oh well, whatever. Pick them up off the road and get rid of them, carry on with life, right? But what happens if they jump off the gantry to sacrifice themselves for the future of the generations and land on some innocent person's car, some wife, some innocent woman, yeah, going about her daily business, yeah, going down the shops to get her shopping for her husband and her kids, and all of a sudden some prick comes down, lands on her windscreen and either hurts her or, you know, traumatizes her, yeah? That's not good. So the police have got to guard the gantries. But all that money and all the resources, then police cars, the policemen, you know, they could be used so much better doing actual crimes, solving actual crimes, stopping robberies and all that other bollocks. But no, they got to sit there and just watch a gantry to make sure no idiot tries to climb up it or no other kind of protest goes on around the gantries. It's not no sense to me, you lot. It doesn't make any sense. I believe massively in that you should be able to speak for what you believe in and have a belief, but there's far better ways of getting your point across than doing something as daft as that. You know, I personally think that they should gather up all the statistics, proper ones, actual real facts, not just make them up. There should be a proper investigation, right? It probably might already be, I don't know. And they should actually say all the people that died on them days when the people were on the bridge or any traffic jam is caused by the protesters, what they should do is they should say, right, these people were in some serious trouble, they needed medical attention, they needed to get to a hospital, but the ambulance couldn't get to the hospital and there was no site for an air ambulance close enough. This person died, and so on and so on. This person, this person, this person, this person. The ambulance was on a road where there was no traffic, pardon me, on a normal day, but due to the incidents with the protesters, there was loads of traffic, and therefore the ambulance could not get there, and this person died. Now, the particular people that are involved should then get done for murder, because that's what they've done. They've murdered some people. They've caused a problem which then escalated to result in a death, which is their fault. If they wasn't doing that, what they were doing, stuck on a bridge, caused a traffic jam, then person would have got to the hospital and probably would have survived. Therefore, they murdered them. So there you go, simple as that. Anyway, actually, I was going to say anyway, go to a different topic, but let's stay on the same topic. It takes a lot of like carbon stuff to make rubbish, like them wind farms over there, right? They take a lot more carbon, what is it carbon? Fumes, you know, what's it called? Bad stuff. to make them and to put them up and bloody anything else. I mean, we should just have nuclear power. We shouldn't even be focusing on bloody cars. Cars are minimal. They're a very small amount of all the pollution in the country, right? I don't care what anyone says, they are. Simple as that. The big problems is where we get the electric from. No, bloody electric cars. Oh yeah, I have an electric car. I'm going to be carbon neutral. I'm not going to be putting any pollution out. Yes, I'm not. But What about all the pollution it took to make that electric car? What about all the pollution that when you charge that car, where's the electric coming from? Power stations. Where's the power station? Where's the power station getting electric from? Coal, right? I know you're going to say, well, let's just stop oil. They're supposed to be stopping coal and oil. Yeah, but where are we going to get electric from, right? I know the point. I'm not stupid. I know what the, right? But people with electric cars, they're not. What they're doing is they're charging with pollution. They must just put fumes in the battery, right? So we need to get nuclear, right? Have nuclear. There's no pollution that comes from nuclear power stations. The one and only thing that comes from a nuclear power station is the nuclear waste, which is contained. I don't know what it is. Put in a container and buried somewhere. And it's not released into the atmosphere. It's contained. Nuclear power stations are the cleanest way of electric. What's it called? Making electric. That doesn't mean I'm against coal, because I like coal and I like coal mining, but I just think if we're going to be going proper clean, then wind farms ain't clean, the solar farms ain't clean, because for one, you can't recycle any solar panels. You can't recycle them. So after, well, most of them have like sort of 10, I think some of them have a 20-year lifespan or something like that. But once that's gone, right, and you put new ones, the old ones, what do you do with them? You can't recycle them, so you chuck them in a landfill. You know what I mean? And not to mention the process of making them costs. You know, it makes pollution. So obviously it makes a bit of pollution to make a nuclear power station, and yeah, they can be a bit dangerous if someone decides to blow one up. But nuclear power is the way forward, and you know, we don't need to be focusing on cars and whatnot, because there's nothing wrong with cars. Cars are all right. Cars are fine. We need to be looking at the bigger picture. And maybe we should. I'm not saying I'm against meat. I'm not. I love meat, beef. I'm not a vegetarian. But as far as I understand, cows contribute with a lot of farts. Anyway, you lot, how are you all doing? Talking about a lot of rubbish, eh? A load of bloody rubbish. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of maintenance to my little car, I think. This little Kia is not meant for this. I mean, I think the other day I put a video and you saw the roads that I have to drive on. The trouble is they don't maintain them properly, and when they do, they don't get all the slop and the dirt out of the holes and everything. They just put a load of dust and rubbish in the holes, and then that becomes more sloppy, and then what happens is, and it all gets stuck in your brakes and whatnot. Those of you that have been around on this channel for a long time, you will remember when I done the brake. Remember on my old van, I used to have to drive on similar conditions. For about 8 years I drove there in all the similar conditions. And when I eventually done the brakes, the bolts were all seized solid, weren't they? There was mud everywhere, because what happens is all that gets in the calipers, gets in the bolts, gets everywhere and seizes them up, and you can't get them out. Calipers get stuck, pistons get stuck in the calipers. The brakes, you know, like this little thing now, the brakes get stuck on sometimes, because what it is, the mud is going in the caliper, and when it heats up, it just sticks, you know, and yeah, it ain't good. It ain't no good. And the bumps, I'm pretty sure the exhaust is a bit loose. I'm gonna have to do some maintenance. I might have to do it the weekend. I'll blow the air filter out and do a bit of maintenance and bits and bobs. But I've noticed as well it's getting extremely slow. So, you know, I've done a service. I do a service every 3,000 miles. The last one I'd done at 20,021 miles. We're now on 21,508 miles. So yeah, we're getting there. Anyway, I'll catch you later on, you lot. Thanks for watching. Appreciate every single minute that you spend. And yeah, enjoy life, because that's what it's all about, you lot. Make sure you bloody well enjoy it.